everyone, my name is Michael. Welcome back to my channel. Today I thought I would just sit down and get ready and kind of tell you why I haven't uploaded in like almost 3 months, so let's just do that. I already have my eyebrows done. I used the NYX Micro Brow Pencil and the Milani Precision Brow Pencil. I don't know why I used both, but I did, so there's that. And then I used the Milani eye primer on my lids already, and that's dry and set and ready. So let's just dive right in. So today I'm going to use my Strawberry Shake palette from Colourpop. I haven't used this in a minute. So I'm gonna start out with the shade Woke right there. And I'm gonna start putting that in my crease and blowing it out. So the reason why I have not been uploading is last year my car got stolen and it had my laptop inside it, and they took the laptop. So when we got the car back, there was no laptop. Everything was gone. So I was using my mom's laptop, borrowing it here and there, and then finally she was just like, you need to buy your own laptop, you can't borrow mine anymore. So I bought my laptop, and it took 2 months for it to arrive. So that is why I have not been uploading, because I didn't have a laptop, but now I do, so the uploads can resume. I also put that a little bit on the outer corner here, and I'm not being very careful. I'm just kind of like fluffing it around all over. I'm going to use a little bit of a more fluffy brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade My Milkshake, just a tiny bit. And I'm going to put that along the outer corner here and kind of buff and blend that in. Okay, I decided to use a tinier brush. This is a Colourpop E21. I'm dipping into that same shade, and I'm kind of going to stamp it along my outer corner, mostly next to the lash line, and kind of out, and then a little bit into my crease, creating a little V. So as you can see, I am now in a new room. We got our house remodeled, as you know. Maybe did I mention it? I don't think I told, yes I did. Anyway, we got the house remodeled, moved back in. We finished out our basement and put a bedroom down there. And we moved my daughter from her tiny nursery down in the basement to the big room. So now she's in a big girl room. And the nursery has now become my office of sorts. It's like going to be my makeup room and my art room combined. It's not done at all. We have a lot of outside projects that I wanted to get done this summer while it's warm out. So we're focusing more so on the outside of our house, and we will be finishing up the inside in the fall and winter. So definitely by this winter, my space should be done. Oh, I mentioned I switched back to the big brush, and I am blending this out. I might need to add a little bit more dark pink down here. What was I saying? Oh yeah, we are focusing on the outside of our house. We are going to be putting up a fence all the way around. Right now it's, I'm pretty sure it's the original fence to the house. That really old, metal fence with the little arches and the loops and stuff, and it's been fine, but we don't have a complete fence. We've been using this chain link fence that we found to fence the sides next to the house so our dog doesn't run away. But I want a privacy fence, so we're going to be putting in a privacy fence. We're also going to be building a shed. The old shed got torn down way before we moved in, and we're just going to be replacing it. And we have to finish painting our house because we never finished that. It's been 2 years since we started, and it's still not done, so that needs to be done. We're going to build a fire pit because we like to cook out. We like to have roast marshmallows with the kids. Plus, it's just really fun to hang out next to a fire in the evening in the summertime. It's just really nostalgic, especially for me. We grew up with having little cookouts and fires all the time, so we're gonna do that. We just have a lot of stuff that we need to get done. I've also been really into planting hardcore this year in my backyard. Most of the time I focus on my front yard, but this year I'm all about the backyard. I've been looking up shade. My backyard's mostly shade. There's a lot of trees that shade our yard, so I've been building a flower bed, and I'm just really excited. Oh, we also painted our back deck. We got furniture out there. We're gonna build a little deck cover. I probably have too much stuff to do, and we're probably not gonna get it all done, but we're gonna try to get most of the stuff done this summer. I'm going to use a Super Shock shadow now on my lid. This is Olympic from the Raw Beauty Kristi collab. It's so beautiful. And I'm just going to pop that right all over the lid, pretty much. Stopping about 3/4 of the way. I'm going to go back in and kind of soften this edge a little bit. I think I like that. I just want to keep it very soft and simple. What have you guys been up to? We've been busy with outside projects, and then we're getting ready to go on vacation in 2 weeks. So right now all of our projects that I just listed are on hold until after we get back. But do any of you guys have any projects coming up? I would love to know. Oh, I'm taking the Neutrogena Prep and Correct primer, and I'm gonna focus this kind of on the inner portion of my cheek. Like my T-zone, that's where I get the most red. It's blotchy. I'm gonna let this soak in for just a second. While that's soaking in, I decided to take whatever was left of that My Milkshake shade on this little brush, and I'm kind of feathering it over that glitter next to the lash line, because I feel like I lost some of that pink right there. And when my eyes are open, I want you to still be able to see. I want to still be able to see that. It's very, very hot out today, and I have errands to run. Got some other groceries to pick up. So I'm going to be putting powder on underneath my foundation. I'm going to be using the Becca hydra-mist powder. I don't know how I feel about Becca going out of business. I haven't really bought a lot of their products. I think this is the only Becca product I own. But it's still so weird. Becca's been around for like so long, and it's just really odd for them to be going out of business. You wouldn't think that they would be the ones to go out, but here we are. Just kind of press this. Does anybody else go grocery shopping at 2 stores? I can't seem to find I can't seem to get everything that I want just at 1 store. I mean, sometimes I do just go to 1, but most of the time I go to 2. Also, I'm very, very cheap, so I like to be able to get the best deals on my groceries, since I also have 2 young children, one of which is a boy who never seems to stop eating. So I like going to Aldi and Hy-Vee to get my food. Aldi is amazing. I love Aldi. So, so good. Their cheeses are delicious and affordable, and I am a cheese fanatic. Any of you go to 2 stores? If so, what are your favorite stores to go to? For foundation, I'm going to use the Revlon Candid foundation. I'm going to mix the shades 120 and 110. 120 is a little bit yellow, and 110 is way too pinky peach. So I like to mix them a little bit to make a more neutral shade. So I'm going to do 1 full pump of 120. And then a half a pump of 110. I'm gonna mix them up, and I'm just gonna kind of paint this on. Now I'm going to use my sponge. Forgot to wet it. I'll be right back. Wet my sponge. I'm gonna spray my face because the foundation started to dry. This is the Milani Make It Last. Then I'm going to blend this out. Actually, I'm going to use my It Cosmetics Love is the Foundation brush and kind of blend this around because I don't feel like sitting there and blending with the sponge all the way. So I'm going to use this brush and then kind of press with the sponge. Got that all done. Now I'm going to take my sponge and kind of press to get any excess product off or any streaky lines. My hair's up, so I got to get my ears and around my neck. I'm going to use Radiant Concealer, Born to Glow Radiant Concealer. This is the shade Alabaster. Very, very fair, but as am I. Do any of you guys have plans this summer? Are you just gonna stay at home? Got any home projects? We didn't go on vacation at all last year. We actually did have a vacation planned last year right when everything locked down, and we didn't know if we'd be able to go. And as soon as things started opening back up again, we contacted the condo and we asked them, like, are you going to have any of your stuff open? Like, is your pool, like, we knew the stores would still be closed and stuff because they hadn't opened yet, but we were like, is your pool going to be open? And they were like, we don't know. We're going to just play it by ear. So we canceled our trip because we didn't want to go on a summer vacation and not even be able to use the pool. So that was a bummer. But we're going this year and I'm really excited. I'm pressing that down with a sponge to remove any extra product again or any lines from blending with the brush. And then whatever concealer got on the sponge, I'm kind of pressing that gently on my nose, chin, and forehead, and along my jaw to kind of brighten very subtly some areas that I want to be more bright, especially along my jaw because I have a very pale neck. I don't know if you can tell. Well, it's not as pale since I started using some gradual tanner. Okay, what is next? Everything's pretty set except for my concealer. I think I'm going to leave it because my under eyes get really dry even in the summer. I might change my mind later on, but for now, I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to use the Butter Bronzer, the original. I still have the colorful lid. And this fan brush from Colourpop, it's F13, and kind of dust that in there, like so. It still smells so good. Anybody else have to smell this when you use it? I have to spend at least 2 minutes just inhaling it and imagining I'm on a beach. I am going to kind of sweep this along my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead because I don't have a very big forehead, so we're just going to slightly warm it up. And I'm going to take whatever's left on the brush, I didn't dip back in, and I'm going to run it along my nose and kind of underneath it, and then along my jaw, and up on my ears with whatever's left, because again, I don't want to be super bronzy because I'm super fair, so that would look kind of clownish and obvious if I went a little bronzy heavy. I think I need more on that side. I think that's good enough. I'm going to take my sponge and kind of press around that very lightly just to make sure everything's all blended in and all that jazz. We've lived in this house for about 4 years and we just now started working on our patio. I got a little sectional and one of those cute little circle chairs out there, and I absolutely love it. I've been out there every morning. I drink my coffee out there, and I'm out there every single evening as the sun is setting, right before I put the kids to bed and we're all outside, and it's so nice. I can't believe I did not do anything out there sooner because it's one of my favorite spots now to be ever. I'm going to use this Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlight. This is the shade Blossom Glow. I'm not going to do a super big stripes. I don't want it to look like sunbeam stripey highlight. I kind of want it to be very diffused, so I'm going to use a bigger brush. This is a BH Cosmetics 2, I think. It's rubbed off. It's like this pink marbled handle, but I'm just kind of lightly dip in like so, and then kind of do that Nambo swipe that she does and blend it out. It's a little more than a natural highlight, but I'm blending it out. I'm gonna put whatever's left up here above my brow and on my nose. I didn't go just a stripe down my nose. I put like right here and then right here on the tip, very lightly. This is the blush Freshly Squeezed by Half Caked. These are beautiful. They are the primer infused blushes. I jabbed my finger in there, so don't look, but look at that color. It's this beautiful, warm pink, and it's so pretty. I'm gonna get a angled brush. They're very pigmented. I'm kind of gonna very gently swirl that on my cheeks. Recently I've been liking to put my blush right on my cheekbones, putting most of the color there. And then I wipe the brush off, getting most all of that blush off because I don't want to look like a clown. And then I feather that kind of more down onto my apples. Not like up and in, like kind of down. I don't know how to explain it. Just a little on my nose and my chin and my forehead, just to kind of bring everything together. Oh, and my ears, since my hair's up. Can't forget those. Again, with the sponge, gonna press over. This is gonna help make it a little softer as well, if you can tell the difference. I don't know if I can tell. I can tell in person. It's softened the edges on this side. Do any of you use tanning waters or tanning mousses? I'm very, very, very scared to use those because I just use the gradual self-tanning lotion, and sometimes I get streaks even with that because, let's be honest, I'm kind of lazy. So I've been really, really afraid to try the couple hours and then you rinse off kind of products. So if you guys use any, let me know and tell me what your favorites are and what your experience was with it, because I'm very curious. I'm just hesitant because I don't want to be streaky or anything like that. So I guess I'm going to do my lower lashes now because, I'm going to be honest, completely forgot until just now. I wiped this tiny brush off that I had that darker pink on, the little detail-y one that I use, and I'm going to go into the shade Woke again, and I'm going to put this mostly on the outer corner of my lash line, of my lower lash line, and then kind of feather it inward across the entire thing. So it's deeper out here and then it gets lighter, like a gradient kind of a situation. Kind of connecting it out here so it looks like one cohesive pink circle in a pretty way, not a have pink eye way. I haven't had pink eye in forever. Knock on wood. Oh, the last time I had pink eye, I vividly remember this. We were at a church reunion and I got it in the middle of the week. I was totally miserable. We went to the doctor in town and I got some medicine, and I spent pretty much the remainder of that whole week in our camper, and I read like 2 whole books in 4 days. I was like 9 or 10. I was miserable, but I kind of liked it because it was in the middle of summer and everybody else was sweating out there, and I was in the nice air-conditioned camper laying in my bed reading. So while I was suffering, I was also pretty happy about it. So there was that. I think I really like how everything is. I might go over with my bronzer brush one more time. I like that. I'm gonna spray it with my Milani setting spray again. I'm gonna let this dry most all of the way, and then I'm gonna take my sponge and lightly press over to kind of squish all of the products together, melt them into my skin, and lay down any of my peach fuzz. My lips are so dry. I'm gonna put lipstick on in just a minute, but until then, I need a little swipe of this Tower 28 lip jelly. It's like a gloss, oily balm. So nice. I'm actually almost in need of a new one because mine is down to the smidgen. So I'm getting a little worried about that. I'm gonna use my L'Oreal Paris telescopic mascara in Carbon Black. And I cannot talk and do mascara at the same time, so I will see you on the other side. Be right back. I am back, and now I'm going to do, I put about 2-3 coats on each side. Now I'm going to do a inner corner highlight. I'm going to use the same highlighter I used on my cheeks, this Wet n Wild highlighter. And I'm going to pop it right, kind of not directly in the center, but kind of above right here. And then I'm going to wipe the brush off, and then I'm going to drag that down and up a little bit. Because I've noticed that with me, if I put my highlight right here, too much of it gets clustered on my eye, specifically in this area, kind of right here. if I get too much highlighter in there and it moves down there, it bunches up and accentuates my dry, crepey under eye right here even more. So I have not been putting it directly there. I put it up and then I blend it down to where I want it and up to create like this little archy, scoopy situation, and blending it in with that Super Shock. Normally I would put brow gel on, but I don't really feel like it today, so I don't think I'm gonna. What I am gonna do though is gently blot off this gloss, balm stuff. I am going to line my lips with this Milani Understatement lip liner in the shade Cafe au Lait. A little trick that I learned is to line your bottom lip, since it's a little bit easier, and kind of go a little heavier than normal, and then press your lips together, and it deposits some of the color on your upper lip line and gives you a nice guide to draw it in better. And if I want to overline, I have a guide of where the line should go without it looking obnoxious or crooked. Kind of gonna lightly fill them. Not opaque like, just a sheer wash of this brownie color. And then I'm gonna put this Maybelline lipstick in the shade Flush Punch. It's kind of a lighter pink. I think it worked. I'm gonna press it in with my finger. I think I want to put a little more lip liner on to define my lip line a little more. Not a lot, just a little. I know I did most of my chatting at the beginning of the video. Didn't save much for the end, but here we are. This is the finished look. Let me know if you like it. Also, let me know what kind of videos and what kind of content you would like to see from me. Since I have gone through a spell of not uploading, I'm kind of in a rut. I don't really know what to do. The ideas are not coming to me. So yeah, let me know what you guys want to see, or if you have any good ideas for me. That is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Before you go, if you have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. I will be much more consistent now that I have a laptop to edit and upload my videos on. And do not forget to ring the bell so you'll be notified every time I upload said videos. So I will see you all in my next one, which will be up very soon now. Bye! Okay, now I'm going to use a Super Shock So, what kind of video guys? Blah. Get out, cat. Shoo, shoo, shoo. Cat, get out. Oh my gosh, get your butt out, Wally. So we're gonna do that exact same thing over here. And since my under eye is specifically in this area, oh my gosh. Lola, no!